Hi, I am so excited to share with you. I want to do a little bit of teaching on the formula for change. So this came from this book called The 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership. Really, really incredible. In the very back, they have something called the formula for change. They do give credit for the creators of this. You can take a look at that later. But I talk to a lot of people and have been someone who really wants to make changes in their lives. And many times they struggle with knowing, how do I make changes? This can apply to lots of things. I'm not going to go through the details of what that might mean for you. But if you are interested in change, this formula I found to be incredibly helpful. And I wanted to make sure I'm remembering it. So I decided to teach it here. Okay, so here's our formula. Looks a little crazy, but I promise I'll walk through it. Okay, so change is what we're looking for. All right, and these are the components that are part of the equation to equal change. Okay, so I'm going to go through them part by part to help you understand. Okay, so the first part of making a change in your life is this combination. The V stands for vision. Getting really clear, a very real vision, a very heartfelt, emotional connection to the vision of what you want your life to look like. Okay, so you're gonna take your vision of what it is that you're wanting, and you could put a number to that. Say it's 10. Okay, and you're gonna multiply that times your dissatisfaction. So what is it about your life or your current reality that is dissatisfying to you? A point of pain, frustration, a doctor's visit, relationship, divorce, whatever. The level of dissatisfaction is often, for many of us, higher than the clear vision of what we want our life to look at. It does not have to be equal. They are multiplied times each other. So if I'm trying to get to 100, say, of change, this could be 10 points of vision and 10 points of dissatisfaction. For a lot of people, that might be like 50 points of dissatisfaction and 2 points of vision. Does that make sense? So we're multiplying these together. Your vision for your future times your dissatisfaction with where your current reality is. We're going to take that and we're going to add it to first steps. So many people that I talk to say, oh, Bethany, I know what I'm supposed to do. That's the how right here, first steps. But if you just take your first steps and you don't have vision or dissatisfaction, remember, dissatisfaction often has to be do with telling yourself the truth about where your current reality is. If you don't have high, intense numbers for vision or dissatisfaction, your first step isn't going to do anything for you. It is very small. It's important. It's part of the equation, but it's not a big part of it. So making sure you have this vision and this dissatisfaction, you can add that to your first steps, your how. Okay. And these need to be greater than R stands for resistance, okay? Anytime you're going to make a change in your life, you're going to come up against some serious resistance. For a ton of us, that resistance shows up as fear. It shows up as people not supporting you. It shows up as things being hard. Lots and lots of things that resistance is that plays into our formula for change, which is understandable. That's to be expected. That's why these things need to be greater. Your vision, your dissatisfaction, and your first steps need to be greater than your resistance to equal change. So let's talk practically about what this looks like, okay? So if I have somebody that I'm partnering with and they know their first steps, they know what they need to do to change their lifestyle. They want to go to the gym 5 days a week. They know their first step is to get a gym membership, but they don't have clear vision or dissatisfaction with where they currently are and where they want to be. Those are not going to be greater than the resistance of early morning cold, or if the gym closes, or if they get injured, and therefore change isn't going to happen. So thinking about all these different aspects of your formula for change was really, really insightful for me as I partner with clients, but also when I see areas where I want to increase my change, I can look back at all of these different areas and figure out, okay, where do I need to increase my awareness or my numbers? Is it vision? Is it dissatisfaction? Is it first steps? Or is it resistance?